What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone is doing well. What a game we had tonight on Thanksgiving Eve. You couldn't ask for a better result. Celtics come away here with the win 119-116 against the Milwaukee Bucks. They are now 6-0 at home. I think this is the first time since the 2019-2020 season they've had this start. I think we know where I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to start with JB. He was phenomenal. The praise has to be as loud as the disrespect, if not louder. There's been some questions around Jaylen this year, some of them rightfully so, but I think for the most part, the conversation around him has gone way too far. I think most people just nitpick at his negative moments without focusing on what he does really well and what he's still improving at. And that's just not what we do here. We don't nitpick. We're realistic about a player, of course, but we give them their flowers when it's needed. I think tonight we saw Jaylen put together the full package of some of the momentary flashes we've seen from him this year. The most impressive part of his game tonight being his playmaking and his decision making. He ended up with 8 assists, 1 turnover, and he easily could have ended up with 12, 13 assists if more shots fell. But in my mind, I can't remember a more poised version of Jaylen Brown. We saw moments of it this year in that Miami game and that Philly game, but this was a full 48 minutes of Jaylen Brown making quick and decisive decisions, head up, putting the ball on the floor confidently, not over dribbling, just continuously making the right play, whether that was attacking for himself or creating for others. I think he connected with KP 5 different times in this game, the most memorable being that alley-oop, a couple easy dump downs, the fast break alley-oop to Hauser. When would you ever expect Hauser to catch an alley-oop? JB just added a great highlight to Sam Hauser's mixtape. It's not just threes anymore, there's an alley-oop in there. And then a few great hockey assists that led to wide open threes. And something that we're used to but maybe haven't seen as much this year. Super efficient from the field. He started off the game 9 for 11, finished 10 for 16. All his shots coming in the right moment. Not only that, but on the other end of the ball, it's never been, can Jaylen Brown play great defense? Is he capable of it? Of course, you saw earlier in his career, and he's just a freak athlete. So yes, he's capable. It's always been, it's his focus there, and that's what we saw tonight. Just a great 10 out of 10 perfect game from JB. But now let's talk about this team as a whole. On the offensive end, I thought they executed really well. Tonight they were dedicated to making the right pass and making the extra pass. I think that's why this team saw such great success from the 3-ball tonight. They ended up shooting 17 for 42, 40%, but they didn't strictly rely on the 3. They kept it dynamic. At one point in this game, they were 14 for 14 in the restricted area. I mean, how difficult is that to do when you're going up against a back line of Brook Lopez and Giannis? Spacing, ball movement, generating good looks from the inside out, attacking the right matchup when it's there. I thought Celtics just did everything right tonight on the offensive end. And on the defensive end, I thought the connectivity was back. I mean, it has to be when you're going up against a player like Giannis. It's not a one-man effort to guard him. It's a team effort, and it showed in the stats tonight. They held him to 7 for 20 from the field, and if you hold him to 21 points, you're gonna win most of those games. And now I'm gonna ramble on about some Celtics Bucks comparison stuff. Going into the season after these two teams made all their moves, when I looked at the Bucks, I was genuinely kind of scared of them and how difficult it would be to guard the Giannis and Dame pick and roll and just their whole offensive dynamic. Take what I'm saying with some caution here. Of course, this team's only 15 games in, but after watching 5 or 6 of the Bucks games, when I watched the Giannis and Dame dynamic, it doesn't look like there's much chemistry. The fit isn't seamless yet. It's not even close to seamless. It's very clunky. And just comparing it to the Celtics, who of course made their own big moves, or integrating 2 huge pieces into the starting lineup, that fit seems way farther ahead in their chemistry than the Bucks. And this is something that the Bucks players, Dame and Giannis, acknowledged post-game tonight. They both talked about how the Celtics looked like they're bought into what they're trying to do. And my concern with the Bucks is it's not that the Dame and Giannis thing won't work out. Of course, these are 2 great, all-time great players. I think they'll figure it out. But I think to get the most out of them, the surrounding cast has to be better. Brook was fantastic tonight, 28 and 7. Of course, that's not sustainable. But I really want to talk about Chris Middleton because, man, if there's any Bucks fans listening, please comment down below because I love your opinion. When I look at Chris Middleton, it looks like a player who is completely done. I guess completely done isn't fair to say. What I mean by that is he's just never going to return to what he used to be or even get to like 70% of that. And I'm not trying to be funny, really, not trying to make a joke, but when I watch him, it actually looks like there's cement, like someone poured cement in his shoes before the game. If you're the Bucks, who do you rely on to give the Jays a hard time? Who do you throw at them? Chris is too old, Jay's too old, Bobby Portis, that doesn't ever go well. Do you just look into giving Marjon Beauchamp more time? Andre Jackson? If I was a Bucks fan, my main issue would be, who do we have on this team that makes life easier on both ends for Dame and Giannis, right? because when you look at the gap between the second and third best player, the second, third, and fourth best player, there's just a massive talent gap. I think that's the main advantage that this Celtics team has over the Bucks. If you look at the players 1 through 6, from Tatum down to Al Horford, there's like a nice smooth gradient of talent. It's not this rigid drop off like the Bucks are currently dealing with. And now we're at that point in the episode. Let's do the quick hits. The bench woes finally a thing of the past. Sam, Pritchard, Al combined for 31 points tonight. Sam and Al have been doing their thing. Pritchard really coming around, coming into his own. If you're a Celtics fan, comment down below. Let me know, is this the bench that you want to see for the playoffs? Is this the 8-man rotation, or would you like to see him make a move at the deadline? Next hit, KP comes into tonight, one of the most efficient players in the league, but believe it or not, over his last 4 or 5 games, he's like 3 for 21 from the 3-point line. I notice he has a wrap on his right hand, like it goes around his wrist and his thumb. I don't know if that's something he's always worn. I hope someone will ask him about that if his shooting woes continue. And my last hit, I didn't want to say anything negative this episode, but like I said, we always keep it realistic about a player. What's going on with Jrue Holiday? I think on the defensive end, he's been good, right? He's been really solid, but on the offensive end, it's just his 3rd clunker in a row. Individually, it seems like he's really out of rhythm on the offensive end. It will be nice to see the team or Joe try to get him some early, easy buckets next game. And I think that's going to be it. But before I go, I want to ask you guys, how are you feeling about the season? The Celtics are now 12-3. That's the best record in the NBA. 6-0 at home. Let me know what some of your concerns are and what looks promising to you. I'm going to wrap it up right there. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. It is the best way to support. It's a click of the button. It's no big deal. I'm here after every single Celtics game, all 82 plus. I will talk to you guys Friday, November 24th, Orlando in-season tourney. Happy holidays. Peace.